A special thanks to Sony for sponsoring this episode.
We're gonna help you learn how to turn yourself into your favorite characters. Who do you want to be today? This is DIY Cosplay Shop.
What's up everybody, my name is Elizabeth Rage and welcome to DIY Cosplay Shop. Today I'm here at the YouTube Space LA for a special Spider-Man DIY challenge. So let's go back in time, back to our studio, and I'll show you how I made my suit. Definitely excited to be seeing the movie on July 7th when it comes out in theaters, and even more excited to be designing my own suit. I've done lots of Spider-Man cosplays. We were each asked if we were given spider powers, what is the suit that we would design, and since I don't actually have spider powers and can't just spin myself a suit out of my spider silk like Silk does in the comics, we're gonna make a suit that looks a lot like the classic Spider-Man, but with a nice twist of all the different Spider Babes added in. We're gonna have some Gwen Stacy hood action, and I'll probably keep this red hair in honor of MJ. So let's get down to the design. I'm basing mine pretty heavily on the Mary Jane Spider-Gwen variant cover because I love both of those characters and really want to see them mashed up together. But I'm going to incorporate the actual Spider-Man suit underneath instead of a variant Spider-Gwen suit, just to bring in the whole homecoming feel. This way I can also show you guys how to make a Spider-Man suit of your own in the classic red and blue colors. The outfit will also feature some red Converse as well as a cropped hoodie with the spider logo on top, just to give it more of a made-from-home DIY feel. Let's go now. Why are we waiting? Let's just... Bye. So I just used a Zentai suit and drew out where I wanted my lines to be on the pattern, cut it out, and then filled in the negative space with my contrast color. For the blue parts, I took some old blue stretch velvet on the wrong side and covered it in some hexagonal mesh. Hexagons, for some reason, just always make everyone look like a superhero. So if you want to look like a superhero, add some hexagons. What's really great about using a fabric like this is that when it's sewn on top of your other fabric and not glued down, it'll actually crinkle and create its own shadow line, so you won't have to do any cell shading yourself. If you can't find any hex mesh, you can also get a silicone pot holder and stamp the pattern on yourself using a little bit of acrylic paint. So once I had all my pieces cut out and the hex mesh sewed on top of the blue, I made a little something that looks like this. The front looks just like our pattern piece, and the back I kind of just made up to look like Spider-Man. You can do, this is an original design, so I can do whatever I want, so meh. So I printed out a bunch of different spider logos, and I am going to pick one to put on the front of my crop hoodie. I think I'm probably gonna go with this one because it matches the one on my shirt, and I just think it looks the coolest. I don't know, it's like all scary and long leggy and ugh. I actually don't really mind spiders that much. I think they're kind of cool. I think this one's the coolest. Yeah. All of these can go over there. And I'm just gonna make this into a stencil by cutting it out with an X-Acto knife and then painting it with acrylic paint. Might not even need to paint it.
This is crazy. I wish my studio looked like this thing. So we are finally here in Spidey Studios, and this place is so awesome. So far we have most of the costume all set and ready to be completely sewn together, but first I think we need an item from Goodwill. Goodwill is a fantastic place to find any extra accessory or even sometimes a full costume piece. There's so much inspiration to be had from there, and I think we'll be able to find just what we need. Let's see what we can find in our Goodwill corner. I'm pretty sure these fingerless gloves will actually be perfect. This will be my Goodwill piece for the look. These are going to be awesome to tie the black in with the red and blue in the suit. So now I think the only thing that's left to do before we sew it all together is to add the webbing, because no Spider-Man costume is complete without the classic webs. So I've already added the center line on my piece. So now I'm just going to take my very large ruler here and start going out slightly diagonally from the bottom. For right now, I'm just going to add the webs using a black Sharpie, but I may go back later and add some 3D webbing using some puff paint. So now that we have all of our vertical lines on our costume, we can go in and start adding the rainbow shape to them. This is really, really simple. Just do an upside down U right between all of your lines, and these can either go out in a V or they can go straight across. It's really up to you. I'm gonna see how it goes as I start from the bottom and go up to the top. Now that all of the webs on the front are done, I can go ahead and web out the entire thing just by doing vertical lines and then some rainbows. The only other thing that I'll have to do to these webs is add a little bit of texture using some puff paint. A good tip is if you add some liquid latex in with your puff paint, it'll end up being stretchy even when you have it on. This way you don't have to worry about it flaking off, and you can move around and do whatever a spider does in your suit without having to worry about breaking your lines. But that's gonna take a really long time to dry, so in the meantime, I'm gonna talk about shoes. I incorporated a pair of red high tops into this design just because I love how they look on camera, and I think a pair of high tops is a great way to add a classic design element into a modern costume. So I know this is usually the point in the video where I put the costume on and run around and do all the Spidey poses and everything, but this time we're gonna have to wait. But on June 5th, you can head over to Sony for a teaser and a full reveal on June 9th with my finished look as well as the finished looks from all the other YouTubers and cosplayers who participated in the challenge. So until next time, my name's Elizabeth Rage, and now you can cosplay. On June 9th.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you want to see more and tell me what to build next. Crossovers, mashups, we'll do it all. And don't forget to subscribe.